Good evening. Hi. Bibby, good evening. Kelsey, hi, love. Me, oh, hello. Clary, good evening. And Gilly, how nice. So there we go, 7 o'clock ish, I think. So, hope everybody's well. Good evening, Jeff. You just caught me while I was just going on to my other view, if you know what I mean. I know what I mean, but I've gone in the wrong place anyway. So I've had a call from the boy today, very early as well. I was really surprised, but he sounded really upbeat. Kept saying, "Grandad, I haven't got long to go." Grandad, I haven't got long to go. So I kept saying, "Yeah, but it's not all you got to tell me. You haven't got long to go." But that was about it, really. Oh, and do you think he can make sure that my PC's all up and running properly? So I said, "Well, that goes without saying." That goes without saying. I did spend 3 or 4 hours yesterday making sure all these Microsoft updates were up and running properly because you know they're a bloody nightmare, aren't they? Microsoft updates. It tells you to do this, do that, and then when you do it, it doesn't bloody work. But there you go. Everything's working. I updated all this software. Everything I could find updated. So it's everything will be up to date when he comes home or gets out or whatever you want to call it. So, Gilly, you've had a corned beef pie. Do you know? Funnily enough, I have a tin of corned beef in my fridge, and I looked at it yesterday. I thought, do you know, I might just make a hash tomorrow. Well, I've certainly made a hash of it because I didn't bother. Yeah, baby, I am getting excited. It just seems I've had all this time, and then I'm pushing about trying to get this done, that done, and whatever. But I'm getting there. I think it'll be up and running when he gets out. He won't have to be. Well, he might do. He might have to because I don't suppose I've left on his PC all the stuff that he used to use. But the most important bits on his channel. So his channel, it's thanks, Bibby, for your contribution last week. Very nice of you. And another one. I can't remember who it was, but it'll come up at the end anyway. It'll say who it was. If you haven't gone as a member on Cheggs channel, you still got time before he comes out. Well, you'll have time after he comes out, but you won't be special, if that's the right word. He has a word for it. I can't remember what it was, but there you go. It'll come to me. Somebody'll remind me what it was. I'm multitasking. Can you tell? Or I'm trying to multitask. So what I was trying to do was, before I get asked, I was going to, evening, Don. Nice to see you. See you nice. I was just going to put the link up before anybody asks for the link to become a member. So there it is. That's the link. So, have I missed anybody? Has somebody come in while I've not immortalised? Kelsey, that's the word. Thank you, sweetheart. I knew you'd know. So, um, yeah, you have until I think it's the 15th. That's the day we're banking on. It's the 15th of September. And I was when I was chatting to him today, I was on about I might do a bit like when I first started and went to court and used to be outside. As I stood outside court trying to be a court reporter, as you do. I um, I said I think what I'll do is I'll make sure I'm there for when you come out of the gate or door or whatever you call it when he comes out. Not out the closet, out. Um, so I said, "What I think what I'll do is I'll be like the court reporter, a bit like Peter Levy, but not as shit. Uh, do a little bit of a live of you walking out the gate and door and closet, whatever, and seeing the millions of people who were queuing up to see you." So, so yeah, that's what I'm planning to do. But plans can go awry. Larry says it's 12 days, but I'm not quite certain that it's 12 days because I think it's on the 15th, which would be putting it to 15 days. But I could be proved wrong. Very often in my life, I have been proved wrong. So, um, cooking lessons. Does anybody want cooking lessons? I I know you. Well, I'm saying I know. I presume you all know that I do. Um, I do family the family archive for the tree in the archive, and within the archive, my mum. I found a recipe of my mum's Christmas cake, and a couple of years ago, I made Christmas cakes. Not big ones. I just made them about 4 or 5 inch squares and offered them to the family. And I think I did a dozen. So I thought, well, I'll have another go again this year. So I put up on my Facebook this weekend about if you want a Christmas cake, let me know because I'll be making them next week. So, so I'm getting back into cooking. So as Kelsey says, we can just say 2 weeks. So we don't have to have a set day a week. Just say 2 weeks. And if it comes out earlier, wham, thank you, ma'am. Not as good as a week to a blind horse in a thunderstorm. So there you go. So what did I miss? I missed something. I saw something popping, and then I was blathering about bugger all. So let's have a look. Oh, Jeff, thank you, Jeff. Just joined. Thanks. That's very kind. We'll go up in lights. So not today, though. Next time. Um, yeah. So my Christmas cake. I thought, I might just make a little bit of a video as I'm cooking it, how to do it, all that kind of stuff. I might not, but I might. Depends what how the thing takes me. So I think I've got 10 so far wanting Christmas cake. So I've got a bit of work cut out. But yeah, so then getting back into cooking. Uh, well, a little bit. So, Dom, you cook for yourself and your daughter. She's still okay, is she? That was a bit naughty, wasn't it? That was a bit below the belt. Uh, my mum was my mum was a decent cook. I wouldn't say she was fantastic, but you know, I mean, it's back in the day, isn't it? A long time ago. But and she was taught by her mum. Her mum used to cook on open fires, so you can uh, take it from there that he wasn't that good a cook, but she did some nice stuff. But again, back in the day, we didn't really care, did we? We ate what was put in front of us. There was none of this. I don't like that, mum, or I don't like that, or I don't like that. Because if you didn't like it, you didn't get bugger all else. So you had to like it. So, Clary, there's a lot of people who don't like Christmas cake. Lots of people. One of my daughters doesn't like Christmas cake. So it means one less to cook for, doesn't it? If you don't like it, well, you don't have to do it. Excuse me, I have a slip. So I've I got an email at 8:30 this morning, so the boy must have been up early this morning. Not that there was a lot in it, it was more about his bloody PC. There you go. Yeah, it's not, baby. It's nice, isn't it, when you can, as long as you can get what you want. That's the thing. If you can find a place that does something that you like eating. You see, you know what I mean. I like um, I like Chinese food guys, and they're a bit and miss, aren't they? Chinese on what you get. They all have the same names, but not all of them are done the same. Yeah, Dom, that's exactly what we do. A marzipan and icing. Exactly right. So, yeah, finding a decent takeaway that actually does deliveries within your area. Um, Bit of an art, isn't it? Because you have to try a couple before you find the one you want. And yeah, Kelsey, you're exactly right. There's nothing worse than a disappointing Chinese comes and it's not rice and it's not bloody hot. It's you don't expect it to be burning your lips when you eat it, but at least, you expect it to be a decent eat. If it has to come from 5 miles the other side of the bloody city, well, it ain't going to get here warm. And if you don't have a microwave, well, you need that. I don't have a microwave, and so you're a bit knick-knacked. But I'm quite good at doing Chinese meals. I was taught by uh, a couple of nice, what would you call Malayan Chinese when I was at the British Military Hospital in Singapore, and they did some fantastic meals, and they were willing to share. They were willing to show you how to do it. I'm not a big curry eater. I don't like kebabs. Not into. When I say I'm not into it, I don't like it. I eat anything, quite honestly. But if I had a choice, I wouldn't go for a curry or a kebab. But again, kebabs are one of those things that you're not quite, if you order a kebab, you're not quite sure what you're going to get because one person's kebab is not the same as another person's kebab. You know, it's a new microwave. That's nice. Pointless me getting a bloody microwave, I think, quite honestly, because I've only just managed to get myself an oven because I've been cooking without a bloody oven for 18 months. So I was doing everything in an air fryer and a frying pan, basically. But I have managed to buy myself a cooker, an oven, not a cooker, just an oven. You know, one of these things you sit on the side of your worktop, just a small one. Curry, pizza, and kebab. Well, when I used to have the shop, I used to have two takeaways every week. So on a Friday, I'd have the local fish and chips, and then on a Tuesday, I would alternate between pizza and Chinese, and sometimes KFC, but it was more pizza and Chinese. But since retiring as such, and I don't go to the shop anymore. I've got out the habit of having a takeaway, and it's basically because it takes so bloody long. Anyway, and I don't have as much money as I used to have, so that's another one. How can you get rust inside a microwave? Rust? What a queer one that is. Oh, you can have metal in a microwave, or am I thinking? Am I thinking something wrong? Really? Anyway, for all those who are in and just sat in the background, whatever you do, um, the only update I can give you is that Cheggs is on top form. He's counting down the days. His bags are packed and ready to go. Not that he has any bags, but there you go. And he's in fine fettle. He's in a good mood, and and that's about it. You know, he didn't say anything really. He was just blathering on about what he's going to be doing when he comes out, and what he isn't going to be doing. But so, Clary, live with Knox, Grandad, and you will never question things going on. I'm quite happy to live on my own, quite honestly. You know, when I don't know how to put that. When I first became single, living on my own, so it was a big thing. Not having anybody to talk to, or all those type of things, not getting slapped about, and then since then I've got into the swing. I'm okay. I'm happy in my own company. I like meeting others if I can, but if I don't, I'm still quite happy. I can just carry on doing what I'm doing. Yeah, Noxie, some of us don't know what buttons to press. Some do. Bobby certainly knows which bloody button to press for me, because as soon as he comes on a Monday night, he presses that button, and I'm there, giving it. So yeah, Levi is really like, I think, uh, don't know, a bit like the rest of his family. They're not that way inclined on that kind of cooking. You know what I mean? And that's what happens, isn't it? It's if you're not into fine cuisine, you're not into it. So, um, Clarence, Kells, make sure Levi doesn't make you bacon. I don't know what that. I must be missing something on that. It might be because I'm an age thing and I don't understand it. There you go. Um, yeah, you'll have to forgive me because I'm trying to see. Um, the, the stream's coming real fast, and I'm missing things. It doesn't normally come in this fast. Don't normally have as many people typing. It's normally sat there, and I don't get the bacon one. That's all. Ah, right. Okay, Kels. So I see where the bacon comes from now. I thought it had something to do with the dark side, bacon. But that's just me, I suppose. I've watched too much idiots. How can you? How can you knick-knack bacon? Because you don't have to do anything with it. You can eat it as it is. It's not going to do anything to you. It's all cute. That's the point of bacon, anyway. So, um, he probably dropped it on the floor and stuff like that, and then picked it up and put it back in the pan. There you go. Um, yeah. So I've gone off the plot there because I've forgotten exactly what I was talking about. But we've still got, we're in double figures. I'm really surprised because we don't normally have double figures on a Sunday night. There must be a few sat in the background just chomping away or doing whatever they do. But just remember, folks, just hit the like underneath if you like it. Hit that one if you don't. Doesn't really make any difference. Um, it all helps apparently, so I'm led to believe. But when I was sat this morning talking to Levi, I said, I must be down to the last couple of lives for the updates. It's coming out in 2 weeks. Well, if it's 2 weeks, it's only one more update. But but um, it could be 2 weeks. We're not quite sure on the day. So my Sundays will be back to normal again. If not, well, I'm not saying this isn't normal, but it'll be back to me reading my book and whatever and plodding along as you do. But so Gilly, I'm not carrying on with the updates, on a Sunday night update, but I am carrying on with carrying on. It sounds awful, doesn't it? I will be still going live on a Monday night at 7 o'clock with Bobby, and so I'm not just departing. I'll still be here on a Monday night. I just won't be doing updates because basically, I mean, and I'm not knocking it, but before 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 he saw before he was taken away from us, I used to go to my sister's on Sunday for Sunday dinner. Now she lives in Scarborough, so of course I can't go to my sister's for Sunday dinners because I have to be back here at 7 o'clock on Sunday for this update. So once I finish doing Sunday night updates, I'll be able to carry on going back to my sister's for Sunday dinner. I didn't go every week, but uh, but it would be nice to pick up where I left off, and of course, um, she makes good puddings. My sister, well, it's her husband, really. Her husband makes puddings, but they're always nice. So yeah, that's why I won't be doing Sundays, but I'll still carry on with Monday and and with Bobby, and as long as Bobby carries on, if he doesn't, I'll still carry on doing it myself, and opening up and let others come on. You never know. Levi might come on one Monday night, sitting in the back. I think. Um, Kelsey, is it that long ago? Wow, hell. Talk about on this day. On this day, which is the 31st of the 8th, on this day in 1966, I was stood as a 15-year-old boy in the Army Careers office in Hull, holding up my right hand and swearing my allegiance to the Queen. 31st of Wednesday, the 31st of August, 1966, 10:30 a.m. It was me and four other young lads who all joined. The other three hadn't joined catering; they'd gone into forgot what you call it, infantry. So it was only me that went in for something that gave me a trade. Really just went in as cannon fodder, basically, if that's the right word. There you go. So nearly 60 years ago. Wow. Doesn't time fly when you're enjoying yourself? 99 red balloons. On this day in 1999, I was medically discharged from the army. So, Gilly, what was your role in your? Oh, not that one. Put the wrong one up. It wasn't in the gulag. I was going to say, um, what was you in? Unit, regiment, whatever. I don't know what you could call it, really. Um, And did you enjoy it? And that's the thing, isn't it? If you've enjoyed it, I love my, and quite honestly, um, I came out because I bit my nose off to spite my face rail. The sent me to and I can't remember where it was, but it was a place down near Oxford, which was which was a barracks for the Territorial Army. You know, no, the Territorials were part timers, and of course they only work. Well, they work all the time, but I mean, as a territorial, they only work at weekends, which meant me having to work every bleeding weekend, never had a weekend off. And I went and said, you know, I don't like it here or whatever. um, I want to be moved if you know me on someone else. I can't cope with this shit because you did nothing all week, but every weekend you work. Now you might not have done nothing all week, but you couldn't bugger off for a week. You know, you still had to feed the officers and the one or two full-time servicemen. Of course, it was, as far as I can remember, there was me and two other cooks during the week. And then at the weekend, when the TAs came, they used to bring their own cooks with them as well. So they wouldn't move me. So I said, oh, well, I've had enough, then I'm off. So I just for a discharge and got it. And afterwards, I regretted it, but there you go, lads. I wouldn't have had the life I've had if I'd have stayed in, would I? So there you go. The military police killing. Wow. My brother, who was who joined up in 1962, I think he joined up. He joined the Prince of Wales' own regiment of Yorkshire, and he started off as a regimental policeman, and then he got transferred over into the Royal Military Police. So, man, still a twat. Well, yeah, baby. You know, we all make some decisions in life that. And I'm not saying you know it's wrong, but I presume you might regret that life choice. I might be wrong. I don't know, but there you go. But there, you know, like I say, we all make our choices. We all have paths in life, and it's the path you choose is one that you've chosen, and you've got to get on with it. Whether you know if it's the wrong one later on in life, where you have to change that path and go down a different one, you know. So there you go. It's yeah. Anyway, so that was on this day in 1966, and there isn't many days that stick in my head, you know. Um, there's not many days stick in my head. My first marriage, I can remember that one. That sticks in my head. And then my second marriage, I can't remember it at all. I know where it was, and I know what her name was, but I can't remember when it was. I don't think I could even give you an approximate bloody year, quite honestly. So, some things stick in your head and some things don't. Um, yeah. There's me laughing and saying, yeah, nobody know what I'm laughing and saying yes about, but I'm reading the stream. And unlike many others who are really good at this streaming thing, I can't get into the habit of doing that. That's the one that made me laugh. Um, but saying that, back in the day, if I'd have known a midwife would get that kind of a job, I might have volunteered myself. There you go. You never know, do you? That might have been another path I might have taken. I didn't, but I might have done. But yeah. So Noxie, you say, let's have a look. Put that up. Look, I moved down to London to join the police, but then got arrested for picking a car that was my uncle, who was inspector of the Metropolitan Police. When you say picking, do you mean pinching? Because it doesn't really make sense if it wasn't. But Bobby in. Wow. See? Oh, he is. Yeah. Good evening, Bobby. You're late. Where have you been? Anyway, Nicky Noxie. Well, yeah. So there you go. Evening, Tom. Nice to see you, mate. You haven't missed anything, Tom. Nothing of interest, anyway. I was only blathering about things things I'd done back in the day. How days, some days can stick in your mind, and some days go straight out, if you know what I mean. So I was saying about on this day, and I can remember a few on these days, but there's a few. I don't want to be a gynecologist now, Dom. I think I'm a bit old in life to be a gynecologist. But when I was younger, I was training a lot. But that's a different story, isn't it? Paul, good evening, Paul. Yeah. So just as a point of interest, Paul, and that's Paul 46. Um, we were talking a couple of weeks ago when you were in about um, and it'll come to me in a minute about no heck, Cheggs memberships, about being in before he comes out. And I saw after I checked late, after I finished the stream, I always go through the stream to see what people put, to see if I missed anything. And I noticed you put, you clicked on it, but you're already a member. Now, I'm on his channel, and unless you've got a different name than Paul 46, well, you're not. So whether you've clicked on it and it said whether it said you're subbed different. So not pushing you to be a member. I'm just trying to tell you that you said you was, and you don't show up in his membership list. So there you go. Anyway, so Let's see if we can pick something from chat and see if I can. uh, I thought I'd just put the link in, mate. I do apologise if I haven't. I thought I had. Let's see if it's. Is it at the bottom? Is it at the top of the chat? Let me just keep going up until I see the top, because I've no idea how to. How to. Yeah, there it is. So if I go, I think you can pin it. It's in the chat, and I'll see if I can pin it. Just bear with me, folks. I don't know how you pin it, but it's in the chat anyway, near the top. What I'll do, I think, is I'll put it in again. There you go. But like I said, I don't know. I thought you could pin it, but I've no idea. Yeah. Anyway, I think that's the link. I might be wrong. Now I'm looking at it. Let's see. Oh, do you know? I wish I knew what I was doing. Yeah, that's a link. So the link's there in the chat again, and I can't. It says it's from genealogy guide. That's it anyway. So there you go. And I thought you could. I thought you could. I thought you could pin it to the top, but I don't know how you pin it. Somebody might tell me. There you go. Anyway, so where was I before I got stuck on knacking about? Uh, Nothing coming up on your chat. No, well, it's there. I can see it. Can anybody else see that in their chat? The link to join. Maybe I am on. I am in. I am in the link. Oh right. No, I'm in the link as genealogy guy. That might be why it's not showing. Ah, okay. I understand that now. So, so what about that one then? I've put it in again. I've just realised now that no, I can't pin that. I don't know. Well, if you're on Android, Paul, you just go to his channel and it'll be there on the right hand side saying join. If you're on iPhone, you need that link. And I don't think you can call me a puff just because I didn't get it right. Can I get everything right? It's either that or every second person's called Paul. I'm going to have another slip. Slip? No, I'll be saying shite out next. Oh, I said it. Well, there you go. Anyway, so where are we going now? What have we got? Yeah, I didn't, Noxie, I didn't think he meant me. Yeah, and the other thing is, what I've noticed is, do people keep changing their names? Um, because wasn't wasn't Noxie, wasn't you called Knox last week, and now you called G Noxie? Am I missing somewhere? I know there was there was a there was a. Let me just think. Let me just have a look at my notes because I have it written down. There was um there was a user called Cares Free Spirit, and she was down as a member on Cheggs channel. And then when I looked yesterday before I started messing about with his PC, that name had gone, and it was a different name. So I presume if you change your name on your channel, it changes everything else. You know, I don't really understand this. It's all a bit above my head because I don't do memberships and all that kind of stuff. Um, it's out of my pay grade. So, but somebody, I wanted the Noxie name back, but couldn't get. Oh, right. Well, that'll teach you for changing it then, matey. You should have left it. There you go. I've not changed my name. Yeah, I think it was to. I think it was to put Bibby off the scent. Scent. Yeah, what's that all about? You know, if I had false teeth, I'd put them back in. Well, I have got them, but I don't bloody use them. I'd rather have the piss taken out of me than have them stupid things making me look like a horse. Yeah, well, Bibby, um, Bobby's not one for sitting back, is he? You know, he just doesn't call them a puff outright. He'll go round the way. I don't know what word it is, you know, round and round the back. Come in the back way. No, well, not that way. No, but I'm digging a hole now. Sorry. Yeah, but anyway, we're on an unlucky number tonight. Um, Apparently. So just remember, folks, down below, there's a like and there's a dislike. I don't care which one you press, give it a press. And again, there is a thing where you can comment and you can put comments in. People do, but some do. And I can honestly say I always read the comments. And if it requires an answer, I answer. Oh, Bobby, mate, what you doing? Yeah, yeah. Well, there you go. You see, that's too much of the dark side coming out on you, Bobby. You know, you want to get away from that. I know you have, but I mean, you must still have it at the back of your mind. You know, I'll have to go and get my hair cut. No good, is it? I look like a bloody tramp. Yeah, Bobby. Now there you go. He's um, he's reeling back now. So, people, is there anything anybody wants to know that I can answer? Because just put it in the chat, and if I can answer it, I'll answer it. You all know that I don't hold secrets. If I know something and somebody asks me, I answer it. and I do try and pick up on the conversation, but it's going a little bit too fast for me tonight because I read one bit, and by the time I read it, it's gone, and there's something else coming in. Maybe I'm going to meet him walking out of that prison, closet, door, gate, whatever, and I'm going to do Peter Levy. I'm going to do a camera job and that kind of thing. Court reporter type that I used to do when Levi was appearing in court. I used to go down an hour before and stand outside and make a bit of a video and go live and all that kind of shit. But that's what I'm going to be doing. If God's good to me, that is. Things can change in 15 days, can't it? Or 14 days, or 2 weeks, or whatever. So, yeah, Kels, I would make sure, I would make sure that I didn't have you in the shop. I can be a little bit brash, but I do have a heart. So I won't be filming anybody who really doesn't want to be filmed. And I'm not going to be on for an hour and a half or hour like that. It's just a case of here he comes, bam, bam, thank you, my mate. This is what he looks like now that he's out and about and free. Free at last. Free at last. So that's what I hope to be doing. But like I say, things can change. Good Lord upstairs might be trying to say I'm a twat. You can't go out or whatever. Yeah. Well, there won't be snot from me, I can tell you, Kels. But the other thing is, I'm not quite sure who will be turning up. So Bobby, when you say Paul has a heart but nobody can find it, is that me or was you pushing it at somebody else? Because there's a lot of Pauls in this whatever we're in this stream or live or. Yeah, Tom, I'm looking forward to Christmas. I can honestly say. Yeah, that would be a sight, wouldn't it? Seeing Bobby playing his banjo. That would be quite good, wouldn't it? Hey, they've got a band. I think they'd lock us all up. Quite honestly. But like I say, I'm not sure who's going to be there or how it's going to go. It's all going to go as it's a go with the flow type thing. So there you go. Yeah, we've got 2 weeks to wait, and he's out. So as I say, I've either got what next week is my last CheggsGrandad update on Cheggs for a Sunday, or if it isn't, it's the penultimate one. Yeah, I'm definitely lovable. I can honestly say I'm a lovable chap. But anyway, folks, for those in the background who are just watching or whatever, Tom, quite honestly, I spoke to him today again about the dark side. He doesn't need the dark side. He's got the skill. He doesn't need it. In fact, the dark side will need him more than he needs them, if that makes sense. But I did say to him today, um, if anybody gets in touch with you regarding going on their channels and things like that from the dark side, um, just point them in my direction, and I will be your PA, and I'll arrange a payment because they are getting in for free. So that'll put them off, won't it, straight away? But I do know that he's looking forward to going on with Bibby because he's mentioned it on more than one occasion. And I know Bibby's not a dark side type person. There you go. It's he's got too he's got too many he's got too many things that he's going to be doing. He won't have time to be going on the dark side because he's got another channel that is in the pipeline and another thing he's doing. So there you go. It's he won't. He might. When I say he's not going on the dark side, he might drop in to somebody's, what do you call that thing, and 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 say hello, if you know what I mean. But he isn't going on the channel as a co-host, or as an interviewee, or all those type of things. It's not going to happen. And if it does happen, they've got to come through me, and they've got to arrange a payment for his time, and his time won't be bloody cheap. I can tell you. There you go. That's the thing for when he gets out. But he isn't going. It's not as though he's going to be coming out. If he came out on the Friday, he won't be going live on the Saturday, and he won't be going live on the Sunday, and he won't be going live on the Monday. It's not. It is a big thing in his life, but it's not the main thing in his life. He's got lots of other things first to get over and done with before he starts getting back into the routine of videoing. And like I say, he's got plenty of plans. He's got lots of things in his mind. Yes, Tom, I know who you're talking about, and his name was mentioned today. So, it's not going to happen. I can tell you now, Tom, it's not going to happen. He's not going on his channel. He might go in as a I don't know what you call it. Like everybody does here on the stream. He might go in on the stream, but he isn't going in on the camera live and all that kind of ooey booey and whatever. So there you go. Anyway, people, it's come up to 8 o'clock. I've only frozen once or twice, I think, during the hour, and hopefully I haven't talked a load of shite for an hour. I'll listen to it afterwards just to see. But there again, I'm not going to say when you're talking shite. I'm asking. There you go. So anyway, folks, I really appreciate your company, and don't forget tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. There's me and Bobby will be live at 7 o'clock. If Bobby can get his act together and be on live, we'll be there at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. This channel, and hopefully start the world out. Have a few jokes or whatever you do, and it's live long and prosper, and TTFN, and see you all tomorrow evening, hopefully.